morning, everybody. Morning Manna, your daily dose of dough. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you're enjoying your coffee. I certainly am. And so let's pick up right where we left off in yesterday's devotion in 1 Thessalonians. We were in chapter 3. We went through verse 1 through 5. Now we're going to go 6 through 10. But Timothy has just now come to us from you and has brought good news about your faith and love. He has told us that you always have pleasant memories of us and that you long to see us, just as we also long to see you. Therefore, brothers and sisters, in all our distress and persecution, we are encouraged about you because of your faith. For now we really live, since you are standing firm in the Lord. How can we thank God enough for you in return for all the joy we have in the presence of our God because of you? Night and day we pray most earnestly that we may see you again and supply what is lacking. Now, here's kind of a neat thing about this letter, and I think it's a very cool thing, is we learn now Timothy has come back with this good report. And you kind of get a sense as you read that, because he just says, but Timothy in verse 6, but Timothy has just now come to us. Just now implies that Timothy just brought this report to Paul, and the first thing in Paul's mind, in his heart, is to write this letter. So there's an element of excitement that we see in Paul. He's really proud of this church and these people, and so he wants to tell them. So he's just kind of hit him a little bit in the first part of the body of this letter, saying, so here are some potential issues, be mindful of the tempter, and now he goes right back to this strength of encouraging them. It is a theme that Paul does in all of his writing, is to encourage. He doesn't beat around the bush, but he is full of encouragement, and it's a very, very good thing. So we know that Timothy's report confirmed that this was a steadfast church. They were staying in it. And his response, Paul's, is immediately. And what he does is he does what I think we all do. I want you to catch this. How many times in a sermon do you hear a sermon story or an example where I will tell you about, or a preacher that you're listening to will tell you about something that actually happened in their life that equates to what they're trying to teach? They're responding to a memory. And Paul does the same thing here. He takes them back into their heartstrings and says, hey, remember when we were there? Remember how good of a time it was? That was a really cool time, and that's what I'm thinking on. And as Timothy gives me this great report, it took me right back to that happy time. So this becomes a testimony in and of itself that Paul is saying, man, you guys are doing it, and I love thinking about that. I love remembering that. And then he kind of fits more into it. He talks about, this good report. He reinforces things through memories. And then he starts to acknowledge that there's an element in their lacking faith, or a concern that there might be some of that going on. And he wants to resolve it before it gets out of control. And it's such a unique thing, because he's recognizing that as Christians, we all need to grow. We are creatures of increasing measure. We're getting better at something. What is it that you're getting better at? You've heard me ask that question before. And the reason that is a question or a theme in Paul's writing, part of my preaching, is because it's so easy to back out of your Christianity, to back out of your faith without even realizing you're doing it. And that's what Paul is trying to address here. He's saying, hey guys, stay in it. Remember the good times. Stay in this fight and see what happens. And that's your Tuesday devotion. Again, we're just trying to keep this really brief, and I want to just recap by saying Paul is encouraging you the way I would encourage you. Go out today and share a memory with one of your friends. Call one of your fellow believers and say, hey, you remember when we did this? That was a great time. Again, that will be encouraging. That's your task for today. Go bless somebody else, as I always say, right? So guys, remember to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you can be made aware every time we put out a new video. Also, like I just said, go bless somebody today. Don't expect anything in return, and watch what happens in your life. We'll see you tomorrow.